You have 3 hours to save your brain, and only 4 letters to remember. FAST. Miss them, and the clock runs out. A stroke doesn't wait. It doesn't knock. It doesn't warn. It steals speech, movement, memory in seconds. Every minute, 2 million brain cells die. That's why knowing the signs isn't optional. It's survival. Picture this. Your mother suddenly can't lift her arm. Your friend's smile looks uneven. Your coworker's words sound slurred. Do you wait or do you act? The answer is fast. Face, arm, speech, time. If the face droops, if the arm won't rise, if the speech sounds strange, it's time to call emergency services immediately. Don't drive them yourself. Don't wait to see if it passes. Every second matters. Here's the hidden truth. Strokes don't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just dizziness. Sometimes it's sudden confusion. Sometimes it's a headache unlike any other. That's why families miss it. That's why lives are lost. But you don't have to be one of them, because prevention is possible. High blood pressure is the #1 risk. Control it and you slash your chances. Smoking doubles your risk. Quitting cuts it back down. Diabetes, obesity, high cholesterol, they're silent killers, but manageable. And here's the part nobody tells you. 1 in 4 strokes happen under 65. This isn't just about grandparents. It's about you, your spouse, your coworkers. So what can you do today? Know your numbers. Get your blood pressure checked. Move your body. Even 30 minutes of walking lowers risk. Eat smart. Less salt, more greens. And if you drink, keep it moderate. But prevention isn't enough. Families need training. Imagine a fire drill, but for your brain. Teach your kids the FAST test. Practice it. Make it second nature. Because when the moment comes, panic won't save you. Preparation will. Let me tell you a story. A man in his 40s felt his arm go weak. He thought it was fatigue. He waited. By the time he reached the hospital, it was too late for clot-busting treatment. He survived, but he never walked again. Now imagine the opposite. A woman notices her husband's slurred words. She calls 911 immediately. He gets treatment within the golden window. He walks out of the hospital days later, fully recovered. Same disease, different outcome. The difference? Fast. So here's your responsibility. Don't just watch this video. Share it. Teach it. Make it a family rule, because the next stroke could happen in your living room. Remember, face, arm, speech, time. 4 letters, 1 chance. Act fast. Save a life. But let's dig deeper, because strokes don't just steal movement or speech. They steal futures. They steal independence. They turn strong, capable people into patients overnight. And the cruel part? Most strokes are preventable. Think of your brain like a city. Blood vessels are highways. Oxygen is fuel. When a clot blocks the road, traffic stops. Neurons starve. Lights go out. That's a stroke. And the longer the jam lasts, the more of the city shuts down. That's why doctors call it the golden window. 3 hours. That's all you get. Now here's the twist. Not all strokes are the same. Some are ischemic, caused by a clot. Others are hemorrhagic, caused by bleeding. Both are deadly. Both demand speed. But the treatments differ. That's why you can't wait. Only a hospital scan can tell the difference. So what should you do if you suspect a stroke? Step 1. Call emergency services immediately. Don't waste time searching online. Don't wait for symptoms to improve. Step 2. Note the time symptoms began. Doctors need that information to decide treatment. Step 3. Stay calm, keep the person safe, and prepare for paramedics. And here's something most people don't know. Strokes can also cause sudden vision problems. Blurred sight, double vision, even complete blindness in one eye. If that happens suddenly, it's not just eye trouble. It could be your brain crying for help. Let's talk prevention again, because this is where families win or lose. High blood pressure is the silent destroyer. It damages vessel walls, making clots more likely. That's why regular checkups matter. Don't wait for symptoms. Hypertension rarely shows signs until it's too late. Diet plays a role too. Too much salt raises pressure. Too much sugar feeds diabetes. Too much fat clogs arteries. But small changes add up. Swap soda for water. Swap chips for fruit. Swap sitting for walking. Your brain will thank you. And here's a fact that shocks most people. Strokes are the second leading cause of death worldwide. Yet millions could be prevented with lifestyle changes. That means the power is in your hands. Now imagine this scenario. You're at dinner and your father suddenly drops his fork. His speech slurs. His face droops. You remember fast. You call 911. He's rushed to the hospital. Within an hour, he receives clot-busting medication. Days later, he's walking, talking, laughing again. That's the power of recognition. That's the power of action. But imagine if you hesitated. If you thought, maybe it's just fatigue. If you waited to see if it passed. That delay could cost him his independence or his life. This is why awareness matters. This is why you're watching right now. Because the next stroke won't announce itself. It will strike suddenly, silently, and mercilessly. And the only defense is knowledge. So here's your call to action. Don't just keep this information to yourself. Share it. Post it. Talk about it at family gatherings. Teach your kids. Teach your parents. Because one day, this knowledge could be the difference between life and death. Now let's break down the numbers. Because statistics tell a story that emotions alone cannot. Every year, nearly 15 million people worldwide suffer a stroke. Of those, 5 million die, and another 5 million are left permanently disabled. That means millions of families are changed forever. And yet, most of these tragedies could have been prevented with awareness and action. Think about this. Strokes are the leading cause of long-term disability. They don't just take lives, they take independence. They take careers. They take the ability to walk, talk, or even feed yourself. And here's the part that should make you stop and think. The majority of people who survive a stroke wish they had recognized the signs sooner. So let's make this personal. Imagine your child asking why grandma can't speak anymore. Imagine your spouse suddenly unable to move half their body. Imagine yourself trapped inside your own mind, unable to communicate. That's the reality of stroke. And that's why awareness isn't just important, it's urgent. Now here's where the FAST protocol becomes your weapon. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, time to call emergency services. 4 letters, 1 chance. But let's add something more. Experts also warn about sudden balance problems, vision changes, or severe headaches. These are often overlooked, but they can be just as deadly. And here's the kicker. Strokes don't always hurt. That's what makes them so dangerous. Heart attacks scream with chest pain. Broken bones scream with agony. But strokes? They whisper. They hide. They trick you into thinking it's nothing. That's why families miss them. That's why lives are lost. So what's the solution? Preparation. Families must treat stroke awareness like CPR, like fire drills, like seatbelts. It's not optional. It's survival. Teach your kids the FAST test. Practice it. Make it a game. Because when the moment comes, hesitation kills. Let's talk about treatment. If a stroke is caused by a clot, doctors can use a drug called TPA, tissue plasminogen activator. But here's the catch. It only works if given within that golden window, usually 3 to 4.5 hours. Miss that window, and the damage is permanent. That's why speed is everything. For larger clots, doctors may perform a thrombectomy, physically removing the clot with a device. But again, timing matters. The sooner the patient reaches the hospital, the better the chance of recovery. And here's something powerful. Studies show that patients treated within the first hour of symptoms often walk out of the hospital with little or no disability. That's the miracle of speed. That's the miracle of awareness. So here's your responsibility. Don't just watch this video. Don't just nod and move on. Share it. Teach it. Make it a family rule. Because the next stroke could happen in your living room. And when it does, you'll have one chance to act fast. Now let's talk about recovery. Because surviving a stroke is only the beginning. Rehabilitation can take months, even years. Patients often need physical therapy to relearn movement, speech therapy to regain communication, and occupational therapy to handle daily tasks. Families become caregivers overnight, and the emotional toll is heavy. Depression, frustration, and fear are common after a stroke. That's why prevention is always better than cure. But here's the good news. Awareness changes outcomes. Communities that teach the FAST protocol see higher survival rates. Families that practice recognition drills respond faster. And individuals who manage their health, blood pressure, diet, exercise, cut their risk dramatically. So let's make this practical. Right now, pause and repeat the FAST test out loud. Face, arm, speech, time. Say it again. Face, arm, speech, time. Drill it into your memory, because when the moment comes, you won't have time to think. You'll need to act. And here's your challenge. Tonight, teach someone else. Show your spouse. Show your kids. Show your parents. Make it a family rule, because the next stroke could happen in your living room. And when it does, you'll want everyone ready. Let's end with one more story. A teenager noticed his grandfather's face drooping during dinner. He remembered the FAST test from school. He called 911 immediately. Doctors treated his grandfather within the golden window. Weeks later, the man was back at home, walking, talking, living. That teenager saved his grandfather's life. Not with medicine, not with training, but with awareness. That's the power you hold right now. Knowledge that saves lives. So here's your call to action. Don't just watch this video. Share it. Post it. Talk about it at family gatherings. Teach your kids. Teach your parents. Because one day, this knowledge could be the difference between life and death. Remember, you have 3 hours to save a brain. You have 4 letters to remember. FAST. Face, arm, speech, time. 4 letters. 1 chance. Act fast. Save a life.